So what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. And a big shout out, hello, welcome, thank you to all of my new subscribers. I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your days to watch my videos. Today, I don't even know what we're calling this video. It's really just more of like a chit chat, let's hang out, a little bit of girl talk kind of a thing. I was gonna title it like Easy Mommy Makeup, but like we're going pretty much full glam here, to be honest with you. This isn't my easy mommy makeup. This is my, I'm going to film videos for the next couple of hours since my kid is in bed and my husband will be going to bed makeup. So, I've got my mirror here. Yeah, I just thought we could chat. I'm going to, you know, hashtag mom life, using my husband's sock to clean my mirror. Also, hashtag lazy. You don't have to be a mom to use a sock, I guess. You know, you got a husband, a boyfriend with a sock, grab it, use it, I don't know. It's not really working very well. Anyway. So, yeah, I just like wanted to chat with you guys. Oh, there's dust in here. I need to clean my vanity, you guys. Like, it is dusty. I just want to sit down and chat with you guys. I haven't done like a chatty catch up, this is what's going on in my life kind of video in a while. Let me find my primer. Here we go. So, currently I've been using the Tarte Amazon, oh, that's the foundation I've been using. It's the Amazon Clay foundation. I got that from an Ipsy bag. Then put a lid on it from the Balm is what I've been using on my eyeballs. And here we go. This guy is the MAC Prep and Prime that I've been using all over my face. So, just so you know where we're at. Yeah, so I thought we could start off with just like, you know, where have I been? Because I kind of disappeared for like a week or so, really. And I need to do like a whole pregnancy update. I have another doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I'm going to wait until probably after that. Also, I've got gold eyeshadow residue and residue from my mascara from earlier today on my face. So, you know, if you're seeing that, we're just going to like go over the top of it. But, do I have gray hair? Yeah, looks like it. Yep. 28, almost 29, starting to get grays. So, welcome to mom life. Anyway, I disappeared for like a week nearly off of YouTube. I had an issue at work where I had worked, I'm trying to think back because it's been a couple of weeks. I had worked a full day because normally I just work the weekends, and I'd worked all Saturday, and by Saturday night, like when I got home, I was just hurting, which that had kind of been happening for a little while. For anyone who is just catching this, I'm like 7 months pregnant. I'm going on 31 weeks. I thought I was like 8 months pregnant, but at last week's doctor's appointment, my doctor told me I was 7 months, so however all that works, I don't know. But, yeah. I came home and was hurting, and I thought, okay, well, I'll just, like, take some Tylenol, I'll lay down, I'll take it easy. And I did start to feel better, and my husband wanted to go to the mall to go get a poster for our son's room. He's kind of just, we also have a 2-year-old toddler. We have our oldest son, and then we're pregnant with our second son. So anyways, he's kind of taken over, like, kind of wanting to, decorate our son's room. Like, I had it, like, woodland animals for him when he was, like, a baby, like, a nursery. My husband loves superheroes, and he's just kind of taken over putting superhero stuff all over the walls. And he was wanting to get a superhero poster for our 2-year-old's bedroom. And he asked if I wanted to come to the mall with him, and I thought, sure, whatever. And, like, our mall is small. Like, I know you have some malls out there, like, huge and 2-story and really big, and ours is small. It's, like, a really long hallway. It's not, it's all in 1 story, and it's not overly big. Like, it's the length of it is, it's probably a little bigger than a football field. Roughly, if that. I mean, I know anybody out there who, you know, doesn't know anything about American football. That's not going to do it. It's 100 yards for a football field. And this is probably like 200 yards, maybe. Like, it's not a super big mall. And I wanted to run into Target really quickly, and then he wanted to run into Spencer's Gifts because they have posters there, and that's like right next to the Target. And I was like, yeah, you know, we're not going far. Sure. Like, I'll go with you guys. I'll get what I need from Target because I had some coupons I wanted to use up, and then we can pop over to Spencer's and you guys can see if they have any like superhero posters, which they did. They got a Spider-Man poster for my kiddo's bedroom. Also using the Perfect Peach palette. So, and then on top of my eyes, I'm going to use the Kaylin Just a Mineral Eye Polish. I've had this guy for so long, and he's never ending, but I love it. I got it in an Ipsy like ages ago. But anyways, we went and did that, and by the time we were leaving the mall, I started hurting so bad. And normally I drive everywhere just because I'm kind of, my husband calls me a bit of a control freak when it comes to driving, but I've had a couple of accidents. I've never really done a video on it or anything. I've always thought about it, but then, I don't know, I just never felt like there was a good time to post a video about that. I don't know. But I've had a couple of car accidents. They were terrifying. Not as bad as what they could have been. I would classify them a little bit worse than a fender bender, but like still, like they totaled my cars both times, but it wasn't like I was entrapped or like my car rolled or, you know, it wasn't, there's no major injuries, but it was scary. And ever since those accidents, like I am so cautious when it comes to driving. I always want to make sure I'm doing the right thing, and I always want to make sure that if I'm going to have another accident, that the other person is the one at fault. Because even with my last accident, because my first accident, I was like 17, I think, and it was the other guy's fault. He ran a red light. I had the green light, but I was so scared, and it's a whole story, but I was so scared that when the cop came around, like I couldn't hardly say anything. I was so freaked out by the whole thing. And the person who hit me was like 45, and of course they knew exactly what to say, and they're like, I had the right of way, they pulled out in front of me, blah 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 blah. And at the time I didn't know that like a minor doesn't have to say anything. If there's an accident, you can wait for your parent to speak for you. And I was like, I don't know what the color was. Like I was so freaked out. Like my brain was scrambled after having that, after getting hit. And then after that, I was always very cautious. And then my last accident happened. I was a little more cocky still. Like I drove well, but I always assumed that if I ever got hit again, I would be like, oh, I know exactly what to say this time if I get hit, and they'll just get my car replaced and like A, B, C, and D. Because the last accident went back on me for car insurance. Because even though it was the other guy, like I was a dumb kid and I didn't know what to say, and I was like, I don't know, and the other guy's like 45, he's like, they pulled out in front of me, I had a green light, you know, so lost that one. But whew, something stuck in my throat. The last one I had, I was 22, and I had a guy pull out in front of me, causing me to T-bone him. It was my right of way. He was pulling out from a Walgreens, and he pulled out right in front of me and just stopped in the middle of my traffic, like right in the middle of traffic, because he wanted to go. I was heading northbound. He wanted to go southbound. Southbound lane was full of cars. He pulled out in front of me and just like set right across my lane for northbound lane, and I slammed right into, like, a T-boned the bed of his truck. And I remember right before it happened, slamming on my brakes and thinking, I'm gonna get a new car. I was like, this is you, buddy. Like, there are cameras on this Walgreens. This is you. And the guy took off after the accident, and then my car, the accelerator, like, it mashed in the front of my car. And my accelerator got stuck, and this is the part that was absolutely freaking terrifying. Like, I never want to have another accident again. Like, I know some people have the mindset of, like, if I have an accident, it's not my fault. Like, you know, I'll just get a new car, and it, like, makes my life easier. Like, especially if it's, like, a fender bender kind of a thing. But, like, this is not always how it works. And this foundation is a little dark for me, and it oxidizes. So, like, I've been using it because I do like it. I wouldn't personally go out on my way to buy it. I'm just throwing that out there if you're noticing. It's a little dark on me, and it came from an Ipsy bag, okay? Like, it's not gonna be perfect. Anyway, they took off. It was totally a hit and run, and classified as that. And my accelerator got stuck on my car, and so I went through 2 traffic lights without being able to stop my car. Like, I had the emergency brake pulled. I had my foot like to the floor on the brake. Freaking terrifying. And every time I came up to the light, they were red. And right before I would go through the light, they would turn green. Like, just by the grace of God. Like, that'll put the fear of God in you. Tell you what. Like, if you don't have any faith and you don't believe, go through something like that and you will believe in something. Like, so anyways, coming up to the 3rd red light, I had the wits about me to just throw my car into park. I don't know why I didn't do that beforehand, but like it threw my, like it, you know, completely stripped my transmission, I'm sure. Not that it mattered at that point, and the light that I was coming up to had went from green to red, so if I went through that one, I was going to have another accident. And my car, I want to say, even with me having the e-brake on, having my foot to the floor, like, my car was still going about 35 miles an hour. And I was like, I got to do something to stop this car. And so I threw it into park. I wasn't even sure if I could put my car into park when it was driving. Thankfully, I was able to. And I stopped literally right on the line for that traffic light. And I was so shaken up. And it turned out that a fireman had seen the whole accident. He followed me. He pulled up behind me. He was like, I've already called the police. Are you okay? What's going on? And I also had 911 on the phone, which the operator I got was complete waste of my time. Like, I'm trying to tell him what's going on, where I'm located. I can't stop my car, and all he wanted to do was say, calm down, ma'am, I need your name. It's like, I don't think my name freaking matters. My location matters. I can't stop my car. That's what matters. Help me. My name shouldn't matter at this point. We can cover that later. Stop my car. What do I do? And when he overheard the fireman come up to my window and tell me, like, hey, I've got the police coming, the guy that I had on the phone for 911 was like, I hear the police are coming, and hung up on me. And I'm like, are you supposed to do that? And then that pickup truck, they never found him. They went back and checked cameras at both the gas station and the Walgreens. They knew what direction he took off from, but from there was no cameras on anything, any other buildings, and they didn't know where he went from there. Pretty much went out into the country, or countryside, I should say. So, yeah, totaled my car. Was a completely terrifying experience. Really thought I was probably either going to die or have a even worse accident going through the next red light. And after that, I've just been extremely cautious. Extremely cautious. I mean, not that there's anything I could have done to prevent that accident. If somebody's going to pull out in front of you and you don't have enough time to stop, like, I threw my brakes on, but I still hit him at about 15 miles an hour. And, you know, it couldn't be prevented, you know? But still, I'm just like, I'm like so cautious. I do not tailgate. I leave space between me and the car in front of me, like at least a car's length, sometimes 2 car length. I don't push it through yellow lights. I will stop. I'm the annoying person who you are like, you should go through the yellow light. I know, I just burped, sorry. I just had dinner. But like, you know, the people behind me are like, you could have made it. And I'm like, nope, we're stopping. Like, I'm that person. I do not drive through parking spaces in parking lots, at least not often. I do it sometimes at my job, but like, the parking lot there is ridiculous. Like, they need to repaint the lines. Just because of where the entrance is, like, you almost have to go through lines. Like, it makes no sense. Like, you'd have to see it to know what I'm talking about. Like, because the parking lot for my job bumps up against the parking lot for an absent building. Like, well, the building's there, but like, it's empty. And so it bumps up to their parking lot. And the way the 2 parking lots mash up, like right there, you have to just like pay attention because you have to drive through the lines. Like, there's no not driving through lines. So, but other than that, like, I will not drive through the lines in a parking lot, because if you get hit, if you have an accident in a parking lot and you're going up and down the roads correctly and somebody else is cutting through the lanes and hits you, or you get hit, it's on them because they're not following the rules. And I'm just an overly cautious driver. I don't want to say I don't trust my husband's driving, but I feel like he tends to tailgate, in my opinion, which freaks me out. So typically when we go anywhere, I do the driving, just because I'm a bit of a control freak when it comes to driving. And yeah, like when we left Target, I was hurting so bad that I got into the passenger seat, and I was like, you're driving us home. I was like, I can't, I'm hurting so bad, I can't drive us home. The pain, and this is from Ulta, it's a translucent powder. I got this little pack in like a bonus because I spent so much at Christmas a couple years back. I'm sure a lot of you guys have this in your arsenal. I remember a lot of people doing unboxings and having these little kits. But and I really like it. It's a good powder. If you've not tried it, try it out. I think it does a really good job of setting under the eyes and just blurring any kind of pores, and just like setting my my primer. So anyway, the pains that I was having was in the muscle on both sides of my spine, from my tailbone all the way up to my rib cage. It was making breathing like really hard. It was like I was having a hard time breathing, and they were like wrapping around to the front of my belly. I was a little nervous. I was going into labor, and I went home. I laid down. I took more Tylenol. The pain started to get a little better, and I never like had any. I never had anything timeable. It was just straight pain. Like, it just never went away. It was just straight pain. Like, everything was just tight and painful. And so it started getting a little bit better after I laid down and I took Tylenol. About 3 o'clock in the morning, I was still hurting. Had to get up, take more Tylenol. 8 o'clock in the morning, I woke up still hurting, but like better. Like, I was getting better, but I was still hurting. And so I called off work because I was like, if I'm still in pain from this, like, I can't, you know, like, work is what caused this. If I go into work, it's only going to make things worse. So I called off work, and then I was just like, I hurting almost the rest of that week. Like, you know, Monday rolled around, I wasn't really hurting anymore, but my body was just so sore. This is a translucent powder. It's from Australia's Fresh and Flawless Pressed Powder. My friend Patina sent me this. I really like it. It's really good stuff. I'll leave a channel link to her down below. She is in Australia and has a makeup channel. She is the Beauty Enthusiast. That is right. Beauty Enthusiast? I feel like I'm saying her channel name wrong. Sorry if I am. The Makeup Enthusiast. That's what it is. She's the Makeup Enthusiast. Anyways, yeah, I just went home. Or I just stayed at home and like took it easy that whole week. Like, I didn't feel like filming. Like, anything I did got me hurting. Like, I couldn't do really anything that week. And I talked to my doctor about it, and she's like, yeah, that happens again. Like, you need to come in. You need to call. Don't just avoid that. But you guys, hospital bills are so expensive. Like, I don't want to go unless I absolutely have to. That probably sounds horrible, but like, I had to go to triage with my first pregnancy because I fell, and I wasn't sure if my water broke or if I peed myself. Turns out I peed myself, and we paid like a $600 bill to find out I peed my pants. So, wasn't really looking to do that again unless like we knew absolutely for sure there was an issue. So, just to put that into perspective. Anyway. Losing my bra, excuse me. Just fix that really quickly. I'm going to do my bronzer now. This is the Hoola Benefit bronzer. This bronzer is a little dark for me right now. My skin is very pale. However, I swear to goodness, I am going to hit pan on this guy this year. Oh my gosh, I've used this guy for like the last 7 or 8 months. It's never ending. I'm like, someday I will see the bottom of this pan. It's going to happen. It will happen. So, yeah, I was just kind of laid up and I didn't do anything, and so that's kind of what happened. Because I was posting like every other day, and I want to get back into that habit of posting every other day. So that's, you know, I'm filming tonight. I'm gonna batch film several things. I've got a handful of unboxings to film, and we'll see how I feel after the unboxings, but you know, we're gonna get those out of the way at least, because they're piling up on my dining room table and I'd like to have my table back. Yeah, as for the pregnancy, I do need to do a pregnancy update, so you know, that will be coming. Hopefully I'll be able to film it tomorrow because I have my doctor's appointment tomorrow. But I had an appointment last week, and my doctor is concerned that I might be starting to develop preeclampsia. She put me on high blood pressure medication, and they took a urine sample, and then they want me to come in tomorrow to leave another urine sample, and we're going to go from there. So hopefully they'll have something based on my urine sample from last week, because I haven't gotten any phone calls or anything on that, but we'll see. She said that if I am developing it, that I'm so early, like they're catching it so early. Sorry, I'm having a hard time breathing. I'm like practically on the floor here. I'm on a tiny little footstool, and I'm like yay off the floor, and it's making breathing hard. So anyway, she said that if I do have it, they can treat it with medication. Where's my blush? So this is a blush from Pacifica, and it's coconut blush. It's infused with coconut. Okay. I don't know. I got it in Ipsy. It doesn't really have a smell. You'd think being coconut would have a smell. But I think it's a really pretty color. I've been using this for a while. Quite a while. Again, one of those products that I'm like, I will hit pan on you this year. It's going to happen. So anyways, once I find out, you know, what all's going on with my doctor, do I have it, do I not have it, I will do an entire update video. But I will say that now that I'm on high blood pressure medication, I do feel a little better, which I think I have had some problems with high blood pressure for a few years now, not just something that's been developed during pregnancy, which high blood pressure runs in my mom's side of the family, so it's like it's not that surprising. But anytime I get angry, at least the last couple of years, really the last year, anytime I get angry, like I can just feel my blood pressure rising. I start to get like a twitch in my left eye, which is kind of a painful thing. And sometimes also like my brain, like I'll have like a weird feeling in my brain. And sometimes I get like spotty vision. And so getting on high blood pressure medication is probably something I've needed for a while. I've just like been in denial about it because, like, you know, I'm only 28. Like, that seems like so young to be on medication for that. But you know, anytime I've had like a situation that would typically make me angry in the past week, like, I mean, I still get angry, but like I don't feel like my blood pressure is rising. I don't get the twitch in my eye. I don't have spotty vision. I'm not having, you know, the issues I was having. And so I'm kind of thinking that even if I don't have preeclampsia, like, I will want to continue to stay on the high blood pressure medication and continue to use it, you know, even after I have the baby, because I'm not really looking to have a stroke or a heart attack over high blood pressure. The setting spray is from Wet n Wild. And then we're going to do my brows really quickly. What I've been using is from Sugar. It's another guy I got from Ipsy. If you guys are interested in Ipsy, I can leave a link to Ipsy down below. Not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored. But it's, what do you call it? It's not really an affiliate link. It's the same kind of link that like anybody who signs up with Ipsy gets. But like if you sign up with it, I think I either get an extra product or like I get, I don't know. But like anybody who signs up with Ipsy gets this link. It's like a referral link. That's what it's called. So if you guys are interested. But I really enjoy it. I am thinking about canceling though, just because like I've got so much makeup. There's no way I'm ever going to get through all of it. And that's the whole reason I canceled my first Ipsy subscription. I had them for about a year, which April I will have had Ipsy again for another year. Hard to believe, coming up on another year with Ipsy. But the first time I was subscribed to them, I had it for a year, and I accumulated so much makeup. Like, I still have things from them. Like, that eyeshadow I use, this guy. I got that with my first Ipsy subscription service. Had it for a year, canceled it just because I accumulated so much makeup. And I canceled it for like 2 years. And then I re-upped it because I really missed it. I really did enjoy getting it. I really missed it. And I have enjoyed it this last year, and I've gotten more makeup. But, like, I almost feel like breaking up with Ipsy is like breaking up with a bad ex, where sometimes you have to go back twice, you know, just to, like, officially and fully say goodbye. So, yeah, I feel like I'm ready to say goodbye, maybe make it a permanent goodbye, a permanent split. If you don't have makeup, or you're just getting into makeup, or you like subscription services, I think Ipsy is a great one to go with because it's only $10 a month, and I really enjoyed it. I had a great experience both times. I know some people say that they didn't feel like their bags were very customized. I don't know why that would be exactly, but I know with myself personally, like, every month I would go in and review my products, and I feel like that really helped with what I was getting in my bags. Like, if I told them, like, I don't want red lipstick, typically I don't get red lipstick, you know. So I feel like reviewing your products is really the key there. And this is another guy from Ipsy. It's the Pure Fully Charged Mega Power by Magnetic Technology Mascara. I don't know. I like it okay. I don't know if I would go on my way to buy it, but it works. It does a good job. You know, it's a mascara. Same with that concealer I use. I use a sample of the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. I like it, and I've been using it up, but I don't understand what the whole hype was around that stuff. Like, I still personally like best the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I think it's about $8 drugstore. Haven't bought it in a couple years just because I've had some other concealers to use up. But once I use those up, I will definitely go back to it. I feel like it's a great concealer for the price point. And I don't know. I like it better than the Tarte Shape Tape. So, like I said, using Tarte Shape Tape because I have it, like, why not? It's not a bad concealer. I've enjoyed it, but I can't say that it's worth all the hype that we've been hearing on YouTube. I'm like, why is this so special? I don't know. So, anyway, that's my face. There's always more stuff to say. Nothing overly important. We've settled on a preschool for my son. I know I did a little bit of a talk about that a while ago, about how we had to pick a preschool. We've picked a preschool. Turns out my old school system that I graduated from, they now have a preschool program. They didn't used to, so this must be something new within, like, the last 5 years, I'd say. But they have a preschool program now, so we're going to send him to the school that I went to, which was kind of the plan all along. We just thought we'd have to find him a different school system for preschool, which we're technically out of the school system, like, out of the school district for the school that I went to. So I'm going to have to drive him unless they have a bus pickup, which my city, they got rid of, like, tuition, so you can send your kid wherever you want to send them, but there's still school districts where, like, you know, for convenience, I guess. Also, like, since we're technically out of that school district, he could get his spot bumped, technically. Like, it's going to be first come, first serve for the kids that are in that district, and then anybody else is, they can join if there's enough space, you know, which, if it came down to that, my parents still live in that school district, so we could just say that he lives with them and use their address and then guarantee him a spot. But I don't think we'll have any problems, really. But the school system we're in, there was, like, a town hall meeting, and it came out that, like, they, over the last, like, 5 or so years since they got rid of the tuition system, that the main school system, which is, sorry, my heater's coming on, I'm sure you can hear that. But the main school system here, they've lost like over 1,000 students to the other surrounding school districts since they got rid of the tuition system. And they're saying it's due to funding, that they don't have enough money for funding. No, I've never heard anything good about the main school system. Like, even when I was in school, I graduated 10 years ago. And I mean, heck, my dad went to the main school system, and like nobody ever heard anything good coming out of that place. And that was back in the 80s when he graduated. So it's been years and years and years. I don't care what they want to call it. I don't care if they want to say it's from lack of funding. It's that, and I hate to say it like this because I know people are going to get offended. So I'm going to try to say it as delicately as I can. But it is an inner city school system, and so you have folks who are lower class, don't give a shit, don't care. I mean, druggies, you got gangs, you got don't care mentality. A lot of them are renters, not homeowners, jumping around from place to place. It's just, you know, lower quality people, I guess, that send their children to these school systems. I hate to put it that way. I know people are going to be offended by me saying that, but it's kind of what it is. And so you got a lot of gang violence and gang activity in that school system. You have a lot of drug activity in that school system. You have a lot of children in that school system who are not disciplined at home, so they are very disruptive in the classroom, which disruptive children take away from the learning experience for other children. It's just, that's how it is. It's how it's always been for that school system. And I don't think that has anything to do with the lack of funding, because the school system that I went to was, it was recovering from a bad reputation. Like, they did a lot to like fix it. So when I went there, I feel like it was kind of like a hidden gem, because it was still under this like bad reputation, but it actually had like kind of had an overhaul, and so it actually had pretty good programs, and classes were not disruptive very often. They were typically very small class sizes, and if a student got too disruptive, like, they were out. Like, they did not tolerate that. And so I liked it, and I want to send my kid there. The people who live out in that area tend to be homeowners, and I hate to say it, like, people who rent don't care, but a lot of times people who rent don't care, and they jump around a lot. Whereas homeowners, you know, they care about where they live, they care about, you know, they're paying taxes in the area, like, they're, I don't know. Am I making any sense? Possibly not. But I just think you have a higher quality of parents and families in that area. Again, people will be offended by me saying that. But I just feel like, yeah, you had some drug activity when I went there. I think you're going to have that in every school system. But they really worked hard to combat that, and to, you know, keep the kids in line, and to make sure everybody was safe. Bottom line, I don't want my kid going to the main school system. That's what it comes down to. I don't feel safe sending him there. I don't think he's going to get a quality education going there. And I wasn't looking forward to sending him to the preschools in this area for 2 years, just to transfer him out to my old school. Which my old school is like, it's not the best in the county. Like, there's 2 other schools, actually the other 3 schools, because there's 5 total. 2 of them are like where the ritzy people go, and then my old school system and the other one are more like your middle class families go there. But the other school system, I think, has more funding, and like, if your kids are super smart, that's a good place to send them. But my old school system was really good for kids who had any kind of like learning disabilities, which I did. And I don't know if my child will have learning disabilities or not, but I already think that he's going to need speech therapy, just because he's going on 3, and he has words he can say, but he really struggles with like sentences. It's like his brain goes too fast to get them out of his mouth. And I had to be in speech therapy, and I know they have a really good speech therapy program. I know they have a really good learning disability program, and I just feel like that's a good place to put my kid. I have dyslexia, and it seems to run in the family. A lot of my family members have it, so it's not going to be overly surprising if my kid has it. And so, like, if for some reason my child ends up being like super smart like my husband is, then the other school system would really be the better place for him to go. But if he ends up having learning disabilities like me, then my old school system would be the better place to go. And at the end of the day, quite frankly, it doesn't really matter where you get your high school diploma from. A high school diploma is a high school diploma. So, you know, if he goes to my old school system and is super smart and just whizzes through high school, then like, hey, enjoy it. You know, like, high school diploma is a high school diploma unless you're going to go to like Harvard, and we ain't got that kind of money. Like, you're going to community college. Well, let's be realistic. So, anyway, that was a lot. Sorry, I drug you through all of that. I hope you enjoyed. And I hope I catch you in my next video. Bye.